Coach, just your overall thoughts from today's performance. A good win over USC. Came down close to the wire there with Colby Subbers on the mound.
Friday night win. Hard to win in the Pac-12 on Friday night. Hard to win at any time in the Pac-12, and for us to pull off a Friday night win. Love the offense. I thought those guys were, again, relentless. The back end of the bullpen I thought was fantastic. Starting with Dylan Sabia, getting us out of a tough spot. Came out next inning, did another nice job. Passed the baton to Matt Dallas. I thought he was electric. Colby was, again, very, very good. It's nice to see the back end of that bullpen starting to come together. And we stretched out, R.J. Gordon into the 70s today with his pitch count, and that was huge for us to be able to get an extended outing out of R.J. as well, and he continues to improve.
What did you see from R.J. specifically today?
Well, he wasn't standing out there walking a bunch of guys. He was filling up the zone with his pitches, and, he made a couple of mistakes that I'm sure he regrets. There was a couple of mistakes that he just made. He got a change up to the guy who hit the 3-run home run. And then he had a one mistake before that, the hitter before him, Lozano, that I'm sure that he wishes that he threw a better pitch on that. But, you take a couple of those mistakes out of it. Those are learning opportunities for RJ, and we can see him building and developing much, by the week.
Another 3-hit performance for Jacob Walls today. Just going back, and if you can, in retrospect, did you expect to see this type of performance from him this far into the season? Because he's really almost shattering expectations.
Well, he turned a lot of money down to come to school, and this is, as far as, for me, it's a wise decision for these kids to go to college. They're not ready for professional baseball from a maturity standpoint. They may be physically, but from a maturity standpoint, they're not ready. And Jacob's another kid that has tremendous talent. He turned a lot of money down from professional clubs to sign pro last year, a lot of money, and life-changing type money. And I'm glad that he did, because from a maturity standpoint, he now gets 3 years to develop in a college program, where I can say humbly, I do know my coaching staff does a very, very good job of player development. And Jacob continues to improve. I think what he turned down out of high school is probably going to be a fraction of what he gets out of the University of Oregon. And on top of it, he's just a tremendous kid. I think he's on the honor roll now after his second term here, which is, credit to him and his family. Just a neat young man.
Kasevich hasn't hit for a ton of power this year, but he went deep today in the first inning. Nice to see some power from him early.
Fantastic, yeah. And even when they hit the top of the wall and go over, that still counts. So, good thing you got that one pump extra in the weight room this week to be able to get that extra foot.
Yeah, it seems like every game you guys score double digits or close to it. And to do that without Drew Cali, what's been the key to having just such a consistent offense?
Yeah, Drew Cali's a really good player. Well, we've got a bunch of guys in the order can hit. You got to get through us 9 guys, and when you I would just say that you're going to get our guys out at times, but it's a stressful lineup to get through. When you got 9 guys that can flat out hit in that order, it's something that we probably haven't seen at the University of Oregon since the program was brought back. And now this is a really deep, solid lineup, even without Drew Cali, which is something to continue the numbers that we put up without arguably our best hitter. And he will be returning, but it's still going to be a couple of weeks.
We saw a bit of a shouting matchup late in the game between kind of the dugouts. Is that just a result of highly competitive game, or what was kind of the reasoning behind that?
I don't have any idea. It's okay. 2 really good baseball teams getting after it, and when you got a bunch of young guys out there competing, you probably are going to have some a level of intensity on a Friday night in the Pac-12. That's what we would expect. Yeah.
Now that Drew Cali is gone for the next few weeks, what have you seen from Sam Nowitzki stepping up in his place these last couple of games, and when you look for him to improve in the future?
Well, he made a tremendous play in the 9th inning today on the backhand side off their leadoff hitter when he stayed on a breaking ball and tried to shoot it by him down the line. That would have been that was a tremendous defensive play. He also chipped in a hit up the middle off the pitcher. I think that was for an RBI tonight as well. Sam Nowitzki's a blood and guts guy. He's a team guy. He'll do everything that he possibly can do to help the team, and he's an honor roll kid as well. He's an amazing person to start with, and we love him.
Bats kind of went cold for you guys after the 4th inning. What are you telling your guys in the dugout to kind of make sure that you finish on top?
Well, we're just trying to encourage them to not take any at-bat lightly, and we're trying to continue to pressure. We challenged an outfielder, which is uncharacteristic of us, with 2 outs, to try to challenge an outfielder advancing to third. Our scouting was that their outfielder didn't throw well enough to be able to throw our guys out. We were aggressive in that one situation. The naysayer would say, bad baseball, and we traditionally wouldn't have a guy trying to take an extra base there with 2 outs and getting thrown out at third. I don't regret trying to play aggressive, especially on a Friday night. I think it sends the right tone and the right message, and these kids are here to win. They're not here to compete. They're here to win, and they love it when we're going for it each and every time. Sometimes we're going to miss and be over-aggressive, but I'd rather that happen, and the message was to keep going for it.
What are you taking from today into tomorrow?
1-0.